Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling fine, maybe even a little refreshedly to notice your blood pressure creeping higher later in the day for no obvious reason? You watch what you eat, you cut back on salt, and yet the numbers don't seem to budge. It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you feel like you're doing everything right. But what if I told you that one quiet, seemingly harmless habit you do every morning could actually be the real culprit behind your high blood pressure? Now, I know we've all been told to blame salt. It's been drilled into us for decades. Salt raises blood pressure. Salt causes heart problems. Salt this, salt that. But recent studies and real-life experiences are showing us something different. For many seniors, especially those over 60, the issue isn't just about what's on their plate, it's about what's happening in their routine, especially first thing in the morning. And more often than not, it's something we've been doing for years without a second thought. Let's talk about this. Because the truth is, high blood pressure isn't always the result of eating salty chips or adding too much soy sauce to your lunch. It can also be the result of a silent habit that kicks your body into stress mode before the day even begins. And if you've been waking up and immediately reaching for your phone, checking emails, reading the news, or diving into social media, this one's for you. Think about it. The first few minutes of your day set the tone for everything that follows. But what happens when the first thing you do is scroll through headlines filled with chaos? Or dive into texts and to-do lists before your feet even touch the ground? Without realizing it, your brain is being flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone, and your nervous system is switching into fight or flight mode. This triggers a chain reaction. Your heart rate speeds up, your blood vessels constrict, and your blood pressure shoots up all before you've even brushed your teeth. Now, that doesn't mean your phone is evil. But it does mean that the way you use it, especially in those early waking hours, can have a real impact on your cardiovascular health. When your body starts the day in a heightened state of alert, it stays on edge. And for people over 60 whose bodies don't bounce back from stress as easily, this can become a chronic issue. Over time, that silent spike in morning stress contributes more to high blood pressure than a pinch of salt ever could. And let's be honest, most of us don't even realize we're doing it. Reaching for the phone has become as automatic as breathing. It's the digital equivalent of sleepwalking straight into a storm. But the good news? You can break this cycle. You can take back your morning and your health with a few simple changes. Instead of jumping into the chaos of the outside world the moment you open your eyes, what if you gave your body a chance to wake up gently? You don't have to become a monk or spend hours meditating. Even just 5 to 10 quiet minutes can make a huge difference. Sit up in bed, stretch your arms, take a few deep breaths. Listen to the birds outside, or let the sunlight hit your face before turning on any screens. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. When you start your day with calm, your body responds in kind. Your blood vessels stay relaxed, your nervous system stays balanced. And instead of being tossed into a stress cycle, you give your heart a break and your blood pressure a chance to stabilize naturally. And here's another small shift that might surprise you. Drinking water first thing in the morning before your coffee can also play a role in keeping your pressure in check. Overnight, your body becomes dehydrated. That lack of fluid can make your blood thicker and harder to pump, which increases pressure. But a simple glass of water room temperature or warmth, like giving your circulatory system a gentle push to start the day. It rehydrates your cells, helps your kidneys flush out waste, and gives your heart a little less work to do. Not to mention, it helps with digestion, energy, and brain clarity too. So here's what that new morning might look like. You wake up, you take a breath, you stretch, you sit quietly or say a little prayer, you drink a glass of water. You breathe before the world demands your attention. It's simple, it's free, and it's more powerful than you might think. This isn't about blaming yourself for bad habits. It's about realizing how much control you still have right now, today, over how your body feels and functions. The world may be noisy, but your mornings don't have to be. And when you give your body peace at the start of the day, it thanks you by working better, more smoothly, and more steadily. Because sometimes the biggest changes come from the quietest shifts. And once you start paying attention to how your day begins, you might find that your energy levels improve, your mood lifts, and yes, your blood pressure starts to come down, little by little, without needing to drastically cut out every salty snack you love. Let's keep going. There's another common morning habit that sounds healthy but could be tricking your body into staying in a state of stress. Now, we just talked about the stress your body goes through when you immediately jump into digital chaos right after waking up. But there's another habitone that's a little sneakier. It's something that many people over 60 are actually encouraged to do in the name of productivity or health. And yet, this habit can silently work against you, pushing your blood pressure higher each day without you ever realizing it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up, looked at the time, and said to yourself, "All right, let's go. Time to get things done," then jumped right into activity without giving your body a chance to catch up? Maybe it's heading straight for a brisk walk or jumping into house chores before you've even eaten. It might sound like a great start to the day, especially if you're trying to stay active. But here's the problem. Starting your morning with physical exertion on an empty stomach can place unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system, especially after the age of 60. You see, after a night of sleep, your blood sugar levels are naturally low, your muscles are stiff, and your heart has been resting. If you immediately begin pushing your body without warming it up or fueling it properly, your heart has to work harder to pump blood, oxygen, and nutrients. This sudden demand, particularly in the early hours, causes your blood pressure to spike sometimes more than you think. It's like revving a cold engine on a winter morning and then hitting the gas. Not great for the engine, not great for your heart either. I'm not saying you should avoid morning movement altogether. In fact, gentle movement is fantastic for circulation. But there's a difference between easing into activity and launching into high gear before your body's ready. A better approach? Give yourself time to wake up gradually. Do some light stretching, maybe even a few minutes of slow walking around the house, and here's the big don't skip breakfast. Yes, that's right, skipping breakfast is another common habit that often goes unnoticed in conversations about blood pressure. A lot of seniors fall into this pattern not because they mean to, but because of changing appetites, medications, or even outdated advice about weight loss. But here's what happens when you skip your first meal of the day. Your body perceives it as a stressor. Without that initial energy intake, your blood sugar continues to stay low, triggering a hormonal response, mainly involving cortisol and adrenaline. And once those stress hormones enter the picture, your blood vessels tighten, your heart beats faster, and your blood pressure rises. It doesn't have to be a big breakfast. Even something simple like a slice of whole grain toast, half a banana, or a boiled egg can help your body stabilize. The goal is to let your system know you're safe, you're fueled, no need to stay on high alert. This small act of nourishment sets the tone for the rest of your body's responses throughout the day, including how it manages blood pressure. Now, there's one more subtle culprit I want to share with you today, something that's so routine, so embedded in our habits that it's almost invisible, and that's your morning posture. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But think about this. How do you get out of bed each morning? Most of us, especially as we get older, roll over, sit up, and stand without thinking much about it. But after hours of lying flat, your blood has been pooling slightly in the lower parts of your body. When you suddenly go from lying to standing, your blood pressure can dip temporarily, prompting your body to overcompensate, and sometimes that overcorrection leads to a longer-term imbalance in pressure regulation. So here's what you can do instead. When you wake up, spend a few moments sitting on the edge of your bed. Let your feet touch the floor. Breathe deeply. Stretch your arms and move your ankles in gentle circles. Let the blood start flowing naturally before you rise. These 30 to 60 seconds may seem small, but they help regulate circulation, prevent lightheadedness, and create less shock to your system. And when your circulatory system isn't constantly having to play catch-up, your blood pressure naturally has fewer wild swings. It's fascinating, isn't it? That something as simple as how you stand up can influence something as serious as hypertension. But that's the beauty of it, Tohen. We become more aware of the little things. We realize how much power we still have over our health. And if you're thinking, well, I've been doing it my way for 60 years, what difference will it make now? Here's what I want to tell you. Every day is a fresh start. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it responds beautifully to care, no matter how old you are. The key is to begin. Not perfectly, just intentionally, just kindly. The next time you rise in the morning, ask yourself, am I easing into my day, or am I rushing into pressure literally? That small question could be the turning point toward a calmer heart, steadier blood flow, and better mornings ahead. And while we've already uncovered some powerful shifts like calming your digital habits, staying gently active without pushing too hard, eating a small, grounding breakfast, and rising slowly with intention, there's still more to uncover about how our everyday choices shape our blood pressure in ways most people never suspect. Now, we've uncovered some surprisingly simple yet powerful truths about how our morning habits quietly influence blood pressure. But there's one more piece of the puzzly habit so common, so deeply rooted in our routines that most people never question it. And yet, it has a strong and lasting impact on how your heart and blood vessels function throughout the day. Let's talk about caffeine. Now, before you frown or roll your eyes thinking, don't take away my coffee, let me say this. I'm not here to tell you to give it up completely. In fact, coffee in moderation can have benefits, but timing and quantity matter more than most people realize, especially for those of us over 60. You see, caffeine is a stimulant. That means it naturally increases alertness, but it also raises your heart rate and tightens blood vessels. If your body is still transitioning from a restful state when you drink that first strong cup before you've had water, food, or any movement, it's like giving your system a sudden jolt. Your blood pressure responds by climbing, sometimes significantly, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine or already dealing with hypertension. And here's the tricky part. You might not even feel the difference. You may not notice a racing heart or shaky hands, but inside, your nervous system is reacting. Your adrenal glands are pumping stress hormones, and over time, these subtle responses add up, contributing to chronic high blood pressure even if everything else in your life seems under control. So what can you do instead? It doesn't mean you have to give up your morning brew, but consider delaying that first cup by 30 to 60 minutes. Let your body fully wake up. Drink water first. Eat something light. And then, when your body's ready, enjoy your coffee, maybe even switch to half-caff or a smaller mug. These little changes can reduce the intensity of the caffeine hit and ease the pressure on your heart. For some people, switching to green tea or herbal blends in the morning makes a noticeable difference not just in blood pressure, but in how calm and centered they feel throughout the day. Others find they don't need caffeine first thing at all once they improve their sleep and hydration. The point isn't to take anything away. It's to rethink when and how we give our bodies stimulation, especially in those tender early hours when our systems are still finding their rhythm. And now, as we bring everything together, let's take a breath and really reflect on what this all means. Because what we've explored isn't just about avoiding coffee, or putting your phone down, or eating breakfast. It's about reclaiming your mornings. It's about noticing the quiet patterns you've developed over years, some helpful, some harmful, and gently reshaping them to support your health, energy, and peace of mind. When we're younger, our bodies are forgiving. We can push through, bounce back, run on fumes. But as we age, our systems crave rhythm. They crave care. And they respond deeply to consistency, gentleness, and intentional living. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Your body is always talking to you. Your heart is always listening. And your mornings, they're the conversation starter. So, if you've been blaming your salt shaker for your high blood pressure, maybe it's time to zoom out a little. Maybe it's time to look at the full picture, the stress triggers, the habits you've never questioned, the way your day begins before your feet even hit the floor. And what a gift that is to know that change doesn't require medication, surgery, or extreme diets. It can begin with silence instead of screens, with water instead of caffeine, with food that nourishes, with movement that feels good, with rising slowly, breathing deeply, and choosing calm over chaos. Because the truth is, you're not powerless. You're not stuck. Your health isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you shape every single morning, one choice at a time. So start tomorrow differently. Just one change, just one gentle moment, and then do it again the next day. Let your body feel the difference. Let your heart thank you in return. And if this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you noticed any morning habits that impact how you feel during the day? Share in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. If you found this helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more health wisdom, encouragement, and practical tips every week. Remember, it's never too late to live well. It's never too late to feel better. And it's always the right time to listen to your body and lead with love. Here's to steady hearts, peaceful mornings, and your healthiest years ahead. You've got this.